Today on the channel, we've got the long-awaited return of Night Force with Vincent R. Falcone, and Quarrel on Way I Got It Figured.
The way I got it figured.
What's up, figure fans? Way I Got It Figured, back with another G.I.Joe classified series review. This time we're looking at Night Force, Falcon, and Quarrel. And boy, what a set do we have here. So one, we get Falcon with an updated head sculpt from the, travesty that is number 38 Falcon. I think he was 38, and this is 138. That's kind of crazy. But we got Falcon. No, he couldn't have been 38. Maybe it was 58. The original Falcon figure, I think he might have been 58. And we also get Quarrel, who is a longtime character from Action Force. He was the Scarlet of Action Force. He was like a blonde Scarlet with colors sort of matching what you see here. And I like that they're bringing in these characters from, side sort of, I don't want to say collections, but yeah, collections work. Like side storylines and collections of G.I.Joe. We got Glinda coming any day now with our HasLab Dragonfly copters, and Quarrel from Action Force, sort of before G.I. Joe and Action Force became like an interchangeable thing. And I'm glad to have these characters. I like getting these characters. Some of them, because their names are like goofy, like Sergeant Man or whatever from Los Heroes, Commandos, Hirookios or whatever. I can't even say it right, but same place Glinda came from. Some of the code names were goofy, but still bringing them into the wider tent of G.I. Joe, I'm all for it. So Falcon is Falcon. He's one of the original members of Night Force from the Real American Hero Toys R Us exclusive toy line. And we're getting a mix of the original Night Force cast with all new members of Night Force, people who weren't original Real American Hero members of Night Force. And we've got two more coming up with the Dragonfly itself. So a lot going on there. And we're going to get into it. And we're going to look at the entire Night Force lineup to date. And hopefully have some fun in the process. So starting off with the package, we've got nice new 2-pack packaging with Falcon and Quarrel. You can see there's a lot of stuff in here. I was about to use profanity, but this is a family channel, don't do that. But they come with a lot of stuff. We're now looking at number 138. You got your skills on the side. We'll get into that in a minute. Your QR code to nowhere. Some nice artwork. On the other side, you've got the color artwork. They both look pretty cool. And on the back, got Falcon and Quarrel teaming up. Got some insets. They got their Steel Brigade helmets. Sorry, Bobby Vala, but Steel Brigade to me, always gonna be that. And they're looking cool. And they're running down that mine with the Energon. So we still got our little crossover. Still happening. Looks like they might be further down in the mine than old Tunnel Rat. So looking at our combat symbols, we got Quarrel. She's got some pretty cool combat symbols. So she's got Covert Ops of 3, aero weapons of 3, martial arts of 2, and infiltration of 3. And then Falcon's got his same stat, so he's got, oh wait, he's got Vanguard of 3, light weapons of 3, rescue of 3, and languages of 3. Everything 3. He's like great. I'm like Flint. So that's very cool. Looking at the packaging, we're gonna get these two out and see what we can see. So we got Falcon and Quarrel out of their packaging with all their accessories. They come with quite a bit. A lot of it due to, of course, gang molding. And we'll go over the figures first. I'll go over each in turn. So I'll go over the figures, the accessories, the figure, the accessories, like that. And I guess we'll go ladies first. So we'll start with Quarrel. Quarrel is on the retro card Scarlet body. All of the body parts are from that figure. But she has the combat vest of Jodie Shooter Craig. So she's going to have a knife that sticks in there. And she's got a knife sheath on this leg. She comes with 2 knives. She comes with the extra hands of Scarlet, the crossbow of Scarlet, which of course Quarrel uses the crossbow too. She comes with Scarlet pistol, and of course likewise nowhere to store it. And the same M16 AR type rifle that Scarlet came with, in addition to the female Steel Brigade helmet. And then you got these 2 flashlights that I don't know where they go to because there's nowhere to put them on either figure. But they come from Tunnel Rat, so I'm really not sure what they were doing there. But they're there. I guess maybe one each, maybe one each of them to hold as they go down the dark tunnel with the energon in it. But to look at Coral up close, like I said, she is rocking the Scarlet body, but she has just a couple of different things about her. Well, there's nothing about the body that's different. It's the accessories. So she's got the shoulder pauldrons. I don't know where this one comes from, but this looks like the one with the female Steel Brigade, but it's got the Night Force logo on it. Night Force logo. And of course, she's got her portrait. And she's got like a little earpiece in. That's pretty cool. Got the same shurikens like Scarlet. I mean, she's, for all intents and purposes, she's always been the same figure. She's Scarlet, except she's on Night Force and she's got a vest now. But it's looking cool. You got your extra fists. So if you wanted to have some 2-fisted action, you can do that with her. So I guess what I'll do is gear her up, at least in the basic sense. So she comes with this knife that goes in here, just like Scarlet. And then she's got the shooter knife that goes inside the vest. She's not going to be without her knives. And then you got the crossbow holder. And some of the crossbows, of course, go in fairly easily. But as I recall, Scarlet's didn't really necessarily want to go in all that easily. I think you can get like 2 or 3 of them in. Easy. So now over to the Lieutenant Falcon. So looking at his accessories, he comes with the original complement of accessories that Falcon came with. So you get this knife that goes inside this backpack. You get this shotgun that we've seen a couple times now. Wolf Spider, who's also a member of Night Force, comes with this and that. Then it comes with the Night Force goggles that, night vision goggles that Covert also came with, which is probably why these things might be gang molded together. And then as far as his weaponry, they are Range Viper accessories. We're going to get into that because there's a lot more Range Viper going on here. As well as the pistol to the Range Viper. It's in the holster. Grenade launcher. And of course you've got your male steel brigade. Steel Corps, but I'm going to call it Steel Brigade helmet. And it's a helmet. It goes on, well, it's a head rather. It's not a helmet, it's a head. So it replaces the head. It's not like Clutch, who has a helmet. Same deal with Quarrel. It's an alternate head. So that's quite the bevy of accessories. Looking at Falcon himself. We're going to get to the face. We're going to get to it. But his accessories are a mixture of the Range Viper. So all of this is Range Viper. The scarf is Range Viper. And the arm pauldrons are from the Steel Brigade guys. And the body is, while it's in the correct colors of Night Force Falcon from back in the day, who was really wearing a normal Green Beret uniform, this is Outback done up in Falcon colors. So, ironically, Outback was an original member from a Real American Hero of Night Force, but they made him for Tiger Force. And so now you've got Night Force Falcon on the Outback body. And he's got hair on his arms, which is kind of funny because if you put Outback's head on here, it's going to probably look right. But how many of these guys you're going to buy? But I could easily see, maybe not easily, but getting another one of these and removing the vest, removing the sort of, maybe just removing the pauldrons and the scarf and having it be Outback. I could see doing something like that. But it's a nice combination. It's kind of cool how they modernized them and changed them up a little bit from wearing the same uniform but just the Night Force colors. And then of course we get to the portrait, which is, while I wouldn't call it perfect, it is leaps and bounds above the OG version. leaps and bounds. The only problem is the skin tone does not really match up. So they give you an alternate head. They give you a head so that you can finally fix it up on your original Falcon, and you can't really do it because the colors aren't right. But I don't know that it would look completely wrong if you were to just put it on there and kind of live with it. It's not like he doesn't have on a scarf. So perhaps we'll check that out. So we are fortunate to have the same ball joint head, so you can swap them. If you swap out the Night Force head, it doesn't look too crazy. Pop on the OG hat, fits just fine. And you got the corrected Falcon. So there you go. You do that. At which point you're either putting this head on, fits on there well enough. There we go. And oddly enough, even though this figure is still hideous, it actually kind of looks better on this body. Now there's there's the neck really not matching up, but are we really looking that close? You can't even see it on this one though, and that does kind of help. So because he's got the scarf, but it's weird because without the beret, the portrait does look a little bit better. It's kind of bizarre to looking at it in this light, and on this figure, he seems to work a little bit better. What I do with beret. Yoink. I don't know, guys. You're gonna have to tell me how you feel about this in the comments. But this actually, I don't know why. It's not a good head sculpt, but it looks better on this body for some strange reason. It's bizarre. Anyway, you can do that if you want to do that. But what I will most likely do is use neither one of those. Give him a steel core helmet. Kind of gear him up like that. But it's weird how I sold myself on that. Your mileage may vary, but it actually, the question is, what are you going to do with all this stuff? Since you didn't get the range Viper backpack, you can't store the weapons. You're just kind of getting some extra weapons. And of course, you got the trusty Falcon shotgun. But I think it's the grenade launcher that's gotta go here. He runs out of grenades. He's actually got a side arm now. Oh yes, and I did want to try this. We got the Quarrel pistol that she can't even store. I wanted to see. You can actually have him, if you want to make it different, you can actually give him the Quarrel pistol instead of the allotted range viper one. Gear him up like that. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna probably, I don't know. I mean, I like it. Don't get me wrong, I like the helmet on there. But because we want our Joes to be, distinct and know who they are. I think we're gonna go OG Butterface Falcon. I'm gonna try this anyway. Put some Night Force Night goggles on his face. It's a pretty snug fit, but it does work. There you go. I think this will work until they do the inevitable retro card regular Falcon, which will probably have the corrected head on it. And then, I'll probably just put this head back on this one and put it somewhere and go with the retro card Falcon. Because I'm definitely not going to want to buy another pack just to get another head just for a replacement. But you could, because of course you've got the Steel Brigade helmet to go with that. And I really do think that it looks okay. That this setup works a little bit better with this head. No, the head's not great. It's never going to be great. But, I can live with it. And so I might just live with it for a while. We'll see. Look good together. And I like it. I like it a lot. See, from back here, he doesn't even look horrible. You got the old school head on him, and I know my eyes are failing, but he just doesn't look as bad. He just doesn't. So, with that, probably got the looks we're gonna go with for these guys. So what I'm gonna do now is bring in the other Night Force team members. You got your Tunnel Rat, the big guy. We're still waiting for a regular version of. Big Ben. She of the ever bent sniper rifle that I still have yet to put in water to heat up and put it back in its original shape. We got a shooter. We got our first original character for the G.I.Joe Classified Series line, Wolf Spider. We're supposed to go, but I'll go ahead and stick them right there. Get a good composition here. And last, but certainly not least, we've got the somewhat strung out looking Night Force Shockwave. You got your full Night Force roster to date. And hey, you know, they look, I don't know if they all look like they go together, but they kind of do. And that's pretty cool. The only thing probably I would say is shooter, probably the only one that's not sporting the Night Force logo anywhere on her person. That's kind of a slight misstep, but still, it's nice to have them all together, and you know they look good. And as far as special units and buying doubles of guys, I've railed against that several times, even though I continue to buy them because I'm addict or whatever. But if I'm gonna do a pump and dump, I'm gonna dump Tiger Force and pump Night Force. I think these guys overall look better than Tiger Force. I mean, that's not to say that Tiger Force looks terrible. Tiger Force Outback is a pretty cool figure, no matter how you slice it. But these guys, they look cool. And I do like that you got a mix of the old and the new. So you've got your Shockwave, Falcon, and Tunnel Rat. And then you've got all your sort of newcomers to Night Force. And yeah, I like it. All right. So I'm going to get rid of all these other guys and move on to final thoughts. Final thoughts on G.I. Joe Classified Series number 138, Night Force, Falcon and Quarrel. I mean, it's a good set. You're certainly getting a bunch of extra accessories that you're really not going to be able to, use. But what's cool about it is it gives you customization options, where you can give accessories to some of your other Joes where you don't like the accessories. I can think of a couple of guys that could use better weaponry, and so that's cool for a 2-pack. It's a pretty good 2-pack. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. I think it's pretty great. I don't necessarily like that they gave you the new Falcon head, but it doesn't match the skin tone. Although it's very easy to disguise with his scarf. And so we're going to do that for a little bit. We'll see how it goes. This Falcon just looks a little bit more rugged some kind of way, with even with the lipstick, so to speak. But with this body, it just works better for some reason in my mind. Maybe I'm just sleepy. I don't know. Possible. But we're gonna rock with that for a minute. I do want to give a special shout out to my buddy Phil. I didn't keep my pre-order on these. I was sort of down in the doldrums and was gonna let it go. But he actually bought 2 of them, so I ended up just buying it from him anyway. So yeah, so that's how I ended up getting these guys, and I think they're great. I like them a lot. You'll be seeing them again very soon because we got the Dragonfly coming, and it's gonna have 2 Night Force members. So the Night Force cast has already outstripped Night Force, I believe. I have to count, but I think so. We're looking at 6, 5 here, 7. It's probably about the same. Probably about the same number. But you know, we'll have 9 members of Night Force here very shortly. Okay, so that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for watching. Definitely going to keep the G.I. Joe Classified series content going, even if it's slower, but it's still going to be happening. Don't worry about that. And tell me what you think of this pack. Did you get it? Did you skip out on it? Don't like, Action Force characters getting put in? Whatever the case may be. Let's talk about it in the comments. All right, till the next time, everybody stay safe, and I will see you all on the next video. Peace.
The way I got it figured.